Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT. So today we're going to go over a World of Warcraft guide that can benefit you a lot. So one of the first things that you should do when you're playing World of Warcraft is understand your action bars. And we're going to talk about action bars a little bit and placement and things like that. Now I didn't do this until I was max level in the Burning Crusade. I started raiding Karazhan. And I was just really confused with a lot of things that I was supposed to be doing because I was first learning, and it was hard at the beginning, but once I set my action bars up properly, things started going very smooth. My DPS went up, my tanking skills went up, my healing went up. Everything just was fit so much better when I actually properly set things up. So let's go into some basic beginner stuff. Doesn't matter if you're level 1, 30, 50, 100, it doesn't matter. This is going to be just some basic stuff for your action bars. Now, what I like to do is you guys can get add-ons and things, but I'm in default just World of Warcraft, no add-ons, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. What I have is I have my action bar set up here, and I have my regular action bar here. I removed all my spells. I haven't played my shaman in a very long time, since like Cataclysm, so I have no idea what to do with my shaman. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to set up my action bars the way I like to play it. So I use a Nostromo and I use a Razor Naga. So these two things are what I play with. My Razor Naga has 12 buttons on the mouse, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way to the equal sign, which is 12 on my Naga. But you don't have to do that. You can have your action bar set up for your main spells 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you feel comfortable with touching from your keyboard. Okay, so there's different ways to play it, but it all plays out the same. Alright, so the first thing that I like to do is I like to set up a Shift, Control, Alt key. So what that means is my top bar right here, if I click Alt and I click 1, it's going to activate the spells on that top bar just by holding Alt. If I don't hold Alt, I will activate the spells on my lower bar. So it's just the same. If I did Control, I could hold Control, Shift, and things like that. So what I do is I go to Keybindings, I go Escape on my keyboard, go to my game menu, go to Keybindings, and here's everything that's set up. There's a lot of different stuff you can work with your bars here. Okay, so that's pretty much what I do. There's tons of things you can play with. Really customizable when you guys start working that a lot into your gameplay. So, but I have the basic, right? I just did an Alt. Like I said, you can do a Control Shift, whatever it's easier for you to hold on your keyboard or whatever device you're using. So I have all my spells set up just like that. Now I also have a Q and an E. Now the Q and the E is actually when, let's say I hit Q, I have it binded here, but when I hit Q, this is what I do. I run sideways. If I hit E, I run this sideways. Now I don't use that very much because all I do is I hold my right mouse button and I just click left to do that, or I click right to go to the right. So I find Q and E being an easy, two buttons really easy that I can hit, maybe for a cooldown or something. So I can actually hit Q and E, and that's what casts the whatever spells I have. Maybe a cooldown, maybe a defensive ability, whatever it is. And you can do that throughout your whole bar, everywhere. Whatever buttons are easy and convenient to click, you can change any of these. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into some actual spells. So I haven't played my Elemental Shaman for a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my my book here, which shows me my spells, and I could read all these spells, but the first thing that I want to do is I really want to get to my core abilities. I want to see what they are wanting me to play, what kind of style they want me to play. So I'm going to look at my abilities. Now, what I like to do is I like to read all my abilities. I'm not going to do that right now, but I know these are the core abilities that I'm going to be using. The next step that I like to do is I like to look up some sort of guide, and a max level guide that I can kind of reference and see what exactly I'm going to be doing. Maybe I don't have all the spells for it yet. That's okay. I just want to get the feel of it. So I have a single target rotation pulled up, and I'm going to kind of reference to it. The first thing I want to do is it says I want to cast Lava Burst. I want to keep Flame Strike up. I want to cast Earth Strike at 17 charges of Lightning Shield. Cast Lava Burst on cooldown. Keep my Searing Totem up. Cast Lightning Bolt as a filler. Okay, so that's kind of what it wants me to do. Now it says cast Lava Burst if you can land on the target before Flame Strike expires. So what I'm thinking here is I'm going to want to keep my Flame Strike up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it very convenient for me, and I'm actually going to put Flame Strike number 1. Pretty easy. Okay, Flame Strike number 1. So the second thing I'm going to want to do is I want to find a button that I can conveniently hit, because I'm going to try to keep Lava Burst on cooldown. So I'll just put Lava Burst number 2. Easy. So I have number 1, number 2. The next thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to have to cast Earth Strike when I have 17 charges of Lightning Shield. Now, Lightning Shield I have way over here. It's a instant ability that stays on me for like an hour, so I don't need to put that on my bars. But Earth Strike, what I'm going to want to do is when that pops, I want to be able to conveniently hit it real quick. So I'm actually going to put that Alt 1. So I have 3 spells set up with pretty much just 2 buttons, 1 and 2, and with my Alt. So the next spell and the last spell for my core abilities are going to be my Lightning Bolt. Alright, so that's going to be a filler spell. That's something that I'm going to consistently click. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that to number 3 for me. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, Alt 1 when I need to, when that pops. Now, another thing that I need is I need Searing Totem. Alright, so I have a Searing Totem over here. Now, that's an instant spell. Now, I'm going to read it. Alright, so I can put that, I'm going to put that all the way over here. So I have some of my core abilities here. And the reason I put that all the way over here is because I'm able to cast it. And it seems like it's going to last for 1 minute. So I don't want to put it over here where I might need some spells where I can use. So here's my basic starting rotation. Pretty easy. I'll go 1, 2, 3 as a filler. Alt 1 when I need to. And I'll go equal sign when I need to consistently put down my Searing Totem. So that makes it very easy for me. Now, that's not the only thing that I'm going to need to worry about, though. There's a lot of cooldowns and stuff that I'm going to worry about. But I made the rotation fairly simple for me. Everything was super easy. When I go into PvP, I'm going to have Hex. There's a lot of other stuff that I'm going to need. I have buffs, talents, whatever. But you want to look at your rotation, figure out what's going to feel comfortable for you. Now, this is going to feel comfortable to me because of my setup. Maybe you want to have Searing Totem somewhere else. But the main thing when you guys are setting up your action bars is to have them very easy to actually be able to hit. I might even put Searing Totem actually on my queue, so I can just keep that up, and I'll actually put another totem here. So I'll have 2 totems that I can consistently hit. I can see the timer up here, so when I'm casting, if I need to, I can just pop it, and it's actually convenient. That might actually be easier for me. So I'll mix match. Have some fun. Go to a dummy, practice your rotation, and, set it up. So hopefully this guide was fairly easy to follow. It wasn't a very advanced guide, but it's something that you're going to have to understand when you start raiding, doing PvP. Because if I start to click a lot, we call it clickers, when you're like clicking all your spells to cast them. Now that will be okay in PvE, but PvP it doesn't work. So to be able to actually keybind a lot of these spells so you can actually move and cast these spells is going to be a lot easier than having to move, stop, click, or go here, click or backpedaling or anything like that. Alright guys, hopefully it helped you guys out. I wanted to help out the newer players and maybe some of the players that haven't had a lot of success with your action bars. Keep it simple, keep it plain. All your cooldowns and stuff you can put where you need them, but make sure your rotation is the easiest part of your action bars. Make sure all your rotations are going to look different depending on what classes, but keep them simple, keep them easy. Alright guys, make sure to like, favorite, subscribe, do whatever you guys got to do, and I'll talk to you guys soon.